I just accepted seemingly one of the worst prospective orders that you can get on a food delivery app tonight, driving on Uber Eats, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you in this video why you should do the exact same thing. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. On this channel, I help you with the gig economy, your side hustle, your full-time hustle, making money and creating multiple revenue streams. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. Yes, that's not all. Driving tonight here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I took an order that, I kid you not, I was staring at the screen because you get a countdown, of course, to accept that order. And I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking, don't accept it, don't accept it. And I accepted it. I'm going to tell you exactly why I accepted it. And again, I truly believe that you should do the exact same thing given a certain scenario. So I'm going to go over that with you. But firstly, check this out. So here is the marketplace again here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, really during a certain time. And this is another takeaway that I want to give you in this video. Look at the time here. I know it's kind of small. It's 4:30 p.m. So especially if you're working a 9 to 5, this may be the starting time when you might go online, or if you're just trying to figure out when is the best time for me to drive. What is 4:30? Why is that significant? Well, that's really the start of the dinner rush, of course. So one takeaway that I always talk about really on any food delivery app is trend analysis. You want to look at this really every day. Okay, Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, whenever it is, and look at that time when you typically want to drive, if that is the dinner rush that we're seeing here. So I would look at my app really every day at 4:30, even if I'm not planning on driving, and I just want to look for trend analysis. Is 150, 250 pretty good? Is that low or is that high as far as bonus pay? So of course, here is the black screen that I'm seeing more and more on Uber Eats here. So yeah, the black screen, I can't see any details other than, of course, what's listed here. So this one, $8.02, 4.9 miles. That's not awful, but again, not really knowing where I'm going, I'm declining this one. Now, I was actually still coming into the city at 4:30, but I was online. I just wanted to see what the Uber Eats app would give me. And now that I'm back in the city here at 4:49, I get my first order request. It's a strong $19.80. And what else do you notice here? A very strong dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? We can see here it's 6.1 miles, but what else? Something else that you gotta be paying attention to, again, really on any food delivery app, is the restaurant type. Now, yes, because of that, I'm kind of taking a risk here picking up at Five Guys. This is one of those restaurants that doesn't even start the preparation until you arrive. Well, it's that, or at least the assembly of the order here. And this is also a stacked order, so I'm picking up 2 orders from Five Guys. But I liked it. This is a risk versus reward. Let me know if you take this one. And this isn't even the order I'm going to show you later here. Let's complete the delivery. Something specific to Uber Eats, really, and I'm seeing more and more of this. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. But they're giving me more and more orders, new orders, just as I'm finishing my prior one, which can kind of make it tough to juggle all of these orders here. But I got this one from a Pittsburgh staple, Permane Brothers, for $9.93. Now, I gotta say, again, they're giving me this one as I'm finishing my prior order, but I kind of liked it. It was really close by. They're making sure I have really minimal commuting miles. I accepted this one. And a similar thing here, it happened again. As I was finishing delivering that Permane Brothers order, I got this one from Nikki's Thai Kitchen, another strong payout here. It's $10.01 for 4.8 miles. Now, another thing to pay attention to, you may be looking at this order and thinking, well, I see the pickup location, right? From that kind of shop icon, of course. I see that, but I don't really know where I'm going as far as the routes unless I'm familiar with that cross street that's listed here. This is kind of something that I was thinking throughout this entire shift, was again that risk versus reward. That, yeah, I didn't really know where I was headed. I wasn't particularly familiar with this cross street here, but the cash flow, again, really just over $10 for $2 per mile. Again, risk versus reward, I accepted. So time for a stacked order. That's just Uber Eats tacking on another prospective order here for $3.14 for an additional 1.9 miles. What do you think? Well, I'm hoping that you also declined this one. That pay just isn't enough. Now, I like the additional miles. It's under 2 miles. It's really not far at all. But I would really like to see $6 for that additional order. Okay, let's take a quick time out just to take a look at what the map is doing here in Pittsburgh at 6:09 p.m. Okay. Are you ready? I almost don't want to show you. Are you ready to see the bad order, the really worst order that I could have accepted that I ultimately did accept? And I'm going to explain exactly why. So here it is. This stacked order for $21.95, but it's 11.6 miles and it's really headed in the opposite direction that I want to go. So why would I and you, why would you even consider this order? Let me know. Down below in the comments, would you in fact accept this order? Well, let's think about it reasonably. First, why I shouldn't accept it, and then why I should accept it. So you should not accept this order if you're really worried about miles on your vehicle for whatever reason, or if you have something pressing as far as time-wise, or if you just don't want to go this far away from your current destination. For those reasons, you might want to decline this one. But if you're not worried about time, if you don't have to be back to this zone by any certain time here, if you're not worried about commuting miles back to this zone, if you're looking to cash flow, that's really just to get as much cash as possible when driving, then you might want to accept this order. Because consider this, it's still paying a pretty good dollars to mile ratio. It's $1.89 paid per mile. Now, yes, if you would drive back, especially if you're not on a line, it's going to cost you more money, just wear and tear on the vehicle. But if you are driving back and you are online, you're intending to do business, then those are business miles. But number one, I accepted this one because I knew the traffic wasn't going to be bad. It was 6:10 p.m. and all the traffic basically in the tunnels here in Pittsburgh, that subsided. Number two, I wasn't really worried about the miles or the commute back to my original destination. And number three, I mean, come on, look at the cash flow. This is $21.95, including the tips for both orders. That's really a $10+ payout on each of those orders. Now, honestly, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer there. It just depends on your strategy. You know, do you want to have tighter margins there? Are you concerned about the commute back? Do you got to be back by a certain time? Is traffic really going to eat into this order? Or again, are you looking at cash flow? Is traffic going to be okay? You're not worried about the commute back. That is, again, the risk versus reward. And honestly, I would say some shifts, run it tighter on margin, right? Keep it in a certain zone and just stay in that zone if you can. And then some other shifts, really go for cash flow like this one. So that order actually was pretty fun here. And what's even more fun is looking at the numbers, especially when you see how I did. So this dinner rush shift here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was from 4:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. And because it was so busy, getting some of that surge pay, my total gross revenue for 2 hours was $61.69. That is a gross revenue per hour, absolutely where you want to be, $30.85 per hour. During this time, I completed 6 deliveries. I did receive 6 tips as well, which is a big part of it, and really receiving slightly higher tips than average, with my average tip of $5.15. During this shift, I drove 29.8 miles. Now, I did go offline after that last delivery, so keep that in mind. Those weren't business miles headed back home. But business miles, 29.8, that is a payout, really in our green zone of what we're looking for, of $2.07 payout per mile. And based on those miles, I get a tax deduction of $16.69. In my opinion, that is exactly what your dinner rush shifts should look like. If you're driving from the 4:30 until 7, 8 p.m. or so, you really should be aiming for 25 to ideally, of course, $30+ per hour. So as we know with the old adage, with risk comes hopefully great reward. So let us know your own personal risk tolerance down below in the comments. If you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.